what's up? Good morning. This is actually 10:02 in the morning here on Wednesday, 28th June today. And I'm filming this video for the new NVIDIA Geforce Rtx 4060 graphics card review. This video is due to go online tonight, 9 PM Malaysian time. So hopefully I can make it. And before we move on, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Palit and the PR team for assisting as I was having trouble downloading the early media drivers. And yeah, they got it sorted out and I managed to get a driver directly from NVIDIA just 2 days ago, hence the last minute filming of this video. And before we move on and discuss further on the 4060, let's just go through all the synthetic benchmark that I've done in the last 2 days or so. Due to time constraint, I've only tested the 4060 together with the 4060 Ti and 2060 with just 3 games, all of which are ray tracing enabled and most importantly DLSS 3 supported as well. For this round of testing, I didn't include the RTX 3060 because I feel that any existing users will not even consider upgrading anyway. Overall, looking at these synthetic benchmark numbers, it is safe to say that any existing users from 20 series, 16 series and 10 series below will definitely see some improvement. How big the improvement is and whether it justifies the upgrade, it's up to you. So what's new with RTX 4060? Here's the quick rundown of the specs. So generation on generation wise, the 4060 has seen specification improvement, obviously from the 1060 to the 2060 and then finally the 3060. The 4060 now has 3rd gen RT cores and 4th gen Tensor cores, and of course 3rd generation of the DLSS. The big improvement is the NV encoder and have finally seen support for AV1. One of the biggest selling point that NVIDIA is pushing with the 40 series generation graphics card is actually power efficiency, and we see the trend here continue with the 4060 at an average gaming power of 110 watts compared to the average of 170 watt on the previous 3060. On first glance, on the Palit Dual 4060, you will notice a much shorter PCI Express connector. It is because the 4060 is on PCI 8X, similarly to the 4060 Ti as well. Palit choose to just ship with a shorter connector. There's no difference. I think most other brands they continue to ship with a 16x length connector, but across all 4060 and 4060 Ti, the 8GB version are all PCIe 8X only. So yeah, let's put the card back into the bench and let's play some games. We will start with just pure rasterization on Ultra. Settings, we will off frame gen, DLSS, ray tracing off as well. Okay, so let's continue. The most critical comments, right, from a lot of people on the 4060 Ti and 4060 cards, mainly because it only comes with 8GB of VRAMs. So is it enough for today, 2023? Personally, I think it depends on what kind of games you are playing. So yeah, if you're playing like AAA titles like, you know, Cyberpunk, like Diablo 4, right? Any modern games that has ray tracing, especially, it's gonna be very tight. So certain parts of the game where graphics are more intensive, I can see that it is reaching like 8 gigs certain scenes. but I have not gotten any low VRAM warning, at least not yet. Oh my god, what is happening? Now I'm getting 70, 69, 70, 72, 75, 76. So it's a pretty smooth experience. Everything in Ultra, without DLSS, without ray tracing, right? In Cyberpunk. So let's try and let's try and do ray tracing. So immediately after I on ray tracing without DLSS, I immediately lost like 30 frames. Now we are like at 40, 39. It's a little bit choppy, you know, I can feel it, it's a bit choppy. And comparing to the synthetic benchmark just now, we are getting about 35 average. Now we are doing like 42, 40, it's about there, right? So yeah, you wouldn't want a game like this. I mean, it's playable, but not exactly a ideal experience. So let's just head straight to turn on DLSS. We will do quality, and I will still leave frame gen off for now. And just to bear in mind, frame generation is only available in 40 series, not even in the 30 series. So immediately I gain back about 20 frames just by turning on DLSS 3. So I feel that if you have a RTX like 30 series or 40 series, right, you just turn on DLSS. It is actually like literally free frame rate, right? Oh no, I'm dying. So DLSS is literally free frames. You get extra frame rate just by enabling this function, and you hardly can ever see any difference unless you know pixel peep maybe, but otherwise there's no reason to not use DLSS, especially now on the 3rd gen. It's getting like really good. And now let's take a look with frame generation. Right, frame generation is kind of like AI. It generates the frame in advance. Right, it's now we are touching 100 frames per second. Cyberpunk 1080p on the RTX 4060. Oh god, I wish it was nighttime now so that I can test the reflections more, right? But yeah, 100, it even reaches 110 just now, 110 frame. So this is good, surprisingly good. Details are good. You can see the light reflections are pretty good, and the reflections of the lines, I think the light pole, the bridge, pretty realistic. And 100 frames, guys. What more can you ask for? So let's try the next game. Okay, so let's just try one more game. This time we will try the Forza Horizon 5. So now we are about at 107, 109, 110. Yeah, around 100, 110. Now we're dropping to 90 with all the details of the trees. 93, back to 108. So safe to say, you get 100 easy, right? 100 frames easy. Forza Horizon 5, 1080p, everything maxed out with ray tracing high enable, with DLSS 3 quality as well. So if games that you play, right, is not like super heavy 4060 is good enough. 4060 is going to last you a long time. But if you are like, you know, you really want to play like AAA titles, ray tracing games, you know, with high details, you probably want to look like upwards, say 4070 or onwards, because or the 8 gig VRAM is still kind of like an issue. For now, the current games, most of them are barely enough. And who knows, maybe in about 1 or 2 years time, the card's gonna suffer the same fate as the 2060. So the 4060 is going to retail for US dollar $299 on day 1, which is today. In Malaysia, the Palit card, the 4060 dual card, it's going on MSRP of 1,519 ringgit, 1519. So based on the price alone, it is a easy recommend. Before the pandemic, 2019 or early 2020, we have the 2060 going for about 1,008, 1,009 ringgit. Right? Certain brands even going for as high as 2,000 ringgit. This is all before COVID, yeah guys, before the shortage. And then at the same time, the 1660 Super, the GTX card without ray tracing, is going for about 1,002, 1,003 ringgit. Now the 4060 latest generation with ray tracing, 3rd generation DLSS is going for only 1,005, 1519, 1,005 ringgit effectively, right? On top of that, you also don't need to spend so much on power supply because the 40 series is much more power efficient now. If you can see, right now it's only taking about 100 watt, 105, and if I were to just start the game again, it's just constantly at 100 watt, 105 watt. Compared to previous generation 3060, right, it's taking consistently 150 to 170 watt when you are gaming. So you don't have to buy big power supplies anymore. That's the plus point. And before I forget, Palit actually provides a 3D STL file on their website for the Palit Dual 4060 and 4060 Ti. There is also a file for the 4070 if I'm not mistaken. So you can actually download the STL file from Palit's website. I will leave a link down below, and you can print the cover. Let's say you are looking for a white GPU, right? So I print a sample on white, and then you just put it on top and you kind of get a white GPU. So to end the video, just like to apologize again for the kind of raw or unpolished video coming from me due to time constraint. And yeah, I will see you guys again in the next video. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Cheers! Bye!